And it feels even better when you find them for less. At Ross, yes, for less.
Feel the compulsion. New shine compulsion from Maybelline Moon. Hydrating voices too. Colors so saturated. Shine so irresistible. Feel the compulsion.
Try.
It's gonna be well worth it.
You 36 now. Feel like you on your last, like, however many years that is. Where's the drive still coming from? Do you still love it like you did 5, 6, 7 years ago? Who is the 36-year-old Terrence Crawford right now?
The drive is always there because I'm so competitive, you know, so I don't ever have to worry about the drive.
But you know, some cats get lazy though.
Triple G has joined Crawford in getting ready for the biggest fight of the decade. Gennady Golovkin, who is known for his toughness and dedication in the ring, has joined Terrence Crawford's team before his first fight as a super middleweight against Canelo Alvarez. The people who work for Crawford think it's a good idea. Golovkin has fought Canelo 3 times, which gives him useful knowledge that Crawford will need as he tries to beat the undisputed super middleweight champion. Golovkin is not only helping Crawford train, he is also there as a personal friend. Brian Bomack McIntyre is still Crawford's head coach, and Esau Diaz and strength coach Jamie Belt are still part of the Kerr team.
He's great. He's great. One of the greats that laced up the gloves. And so it's my job as a trainer. It's a job of Soul, a job of Red, whoever else is coming in camp with us, Bernie, to lead him to that win.
A lot of people make
But Golovkin's job as a teacher or mentor is very important. Golovkin has fought Canelo 3 times and knows how to handle the pressure, counter the power, and, most importantly, live in the ring against him. The first fight between Golovkin and Canelo in 2017 finished in a controversial draw. Many people thought Golovkin should have won. A year later, Canelo won the rematch on points. Canelo easily beat Golovkin in their third fight in 2022, but the Kazakh ace never gave up. He showed that even though he was in his late 30s, he could still handle Canelo's best shots.
Crawford is realizing the way to beat this guy
Is that way?
And Crawford, who certainly is more talented in my book anyway than William Skull, is going to outbox him, throw punches back at him. He's going to go southpaw. He's going to go right-handed. And as we sit here, I am picking Terrence Crawford to beat Canelo Alvarez in September.
I say Canelo. If Canelo goes in.
One particular moment from their first fight is still in G's mind. In the 9th round, Canelo hit Golovkin clean with a powerful right hand. Many thought it was a game changer, but Golovkin shrugged it off later, telling DAZN, "I remember that punch, I let it get through, I don't know what to call it, it wasn't hard, it felt kind of like a slap, I guess a slap, or a sliding punch." Well, it didn't do too much to hear Golovkin talk about a punch that looks so devastating as more of.
Canelo, who you got? Crawford, Canelo? I still say Canelo. I got Canelo too. I still say Canelo. Ring IQ, I believe that Crawford has a bit more.
Yeah.
However, it's just the size difference. I think that where Crawford is lacking is that he should try to test the waters even with somebody at that weight class before facing Canelo. But hey, they say he's a dog, he's got shot in the head and drove to the hospital, so maybe that's just his mentality.
Hey, let's see. Only one way to find out.
Crawford knows he's entering a new world. He's never fought at 168 pounds before, let alone 160. He came closest in his most recent fight against Israel Madrimov at 154 pounds. Even yet, the fight wasn't easy. Madrimov managed to hurt Crawford, and while Crawford won the decision, there were questions about how much his power translated to the heavier weight. Eddie Hearn believed the judges were overly lenient to Crawford, implying that the fight was closer than the scorecard suggested. If Madrimov can test Crawford, Canelo, who broke Billy Joe Saunders' facial bone at 168, will be a considerably more dangerous opponent.
Triple G on Bud's resume. There's no Trout on Bud's resume. There's no Daniel Jacobs on Bud's resume. Canelo is the one that's fought the elite level opposition. It's Canelo that fought Laura. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ.
Okay, but Bud is an elite boxer.
So you're an elite boxer, but you haven't fought elite boxers.
This fight isn't just about Crawford's power. It's about his ability to adjust. Moving up to weight classes is a rare and risky move, especially against a boxer who's been dominant in the division for years. Crawford has made a career out of breaking down his opponents with precision, timing, and ring IQ at welterweight. He stopped Errol Spence Jr. and dominated everyone in his path, but when he moved up to 154, his power didn't keep Madrimov off him, which is a major concern.
Terence Crawford calling out Canelo.
You know, I don't like that fight.
Why not?
I don't like that fight. It's just too much weight, you know, and
However, it's more than just power and age. Canelo has been more busy lately. Since September of last year, he has fought twice, keeping his rhythm and conditioning. Crawford, on the other hand, has not played since his victory over Madrimov in August 2024. Fighters such as Danny Garcia have vocally questioned Crawford's ability to handle the leap to 168, saying, "Just me assessing Crawford's last performance. When he went up to 154 against Madrimov, I feel like his power really didn't carry up that much, so I think 168 is tough. I mean, if he pulls this off, he has to be one of the top 3 all-time stars. That means he'll unify 3 divisions, win all 4 championships in 3 different divisions, then move up through the weight classes to beat Canelo. If he wins this fight, he will most likely be ranked in the top 3 of all time, but it will be a difficult climb. It's going to be difficult. If he can do that, all credit to him, but I think it will be too much for him. That's only my personal view."
Don't lose to Canelo, they lose to the event. Because when you fight Canelo, the stage is set for him. Like when I went, I saw J Balvin, I saw fireworks, you know. So you fight him, it's like you fighting in the Super Bowl.
The weight difference though, no?
It is a big difference, but it has been done before.
Do you see him beating Canelo?
I don't know, he definitely has the skills. He has the skills, but Canelo has the skills too. And he's a stronger, bigger guy, so. But like, I don't know.
Meanwhile, Canelo isn't just focused on Crawford. He's already talking a possible rematch with Dimitri Bivol at 175 pounds. Bivol defeated Canelo convincingly in 2022, and the Russian just united the light heavyweight class by defeating Artur Beterbiev. Canelo confessed to the Ring magazine that he is looking forward to the rematch, adding, "I hope I have the chance to have the rematch with Bivol. It is the only fight at 175. I would really take it, but we'll see. I want to tell myself, hey, you learned something from that fight which you shouldn't do again. I have that part of me that says, hey, you need to show that you're a better fighter than him." Interestingly, Bivol has expressed his thoughts on Canelo versus Crawford, implying that Crawford's mentality may be important. Crawford wants this fight a lot. I think he will be much more active than Canelo's past opponents. And he has a different mentality. He has a champion's mindset. I believe the fight will be much more interesting.
That's likely to be announced.
I think Crawford wants this fight a lot. He wants this fight, and I think he will be more active than Canelo's previous opponent, and he has different mentality. He has champion mentality. I think fight will be much more interesting.
What do you make of the weight in that fight, the weight difference?
I think Crawford will not let Canelo just walking on the ring when he wants, you know, because we could see this fight.
There is also some ambiguity about the fight's location. The event was originally planned for September 12, 2025 at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, but has now been changed to September 13th. Turki Alalshik, who was involved in the promotion, stated that the bout might take place in New York, Los Angeles, or Las Vegas, depending on which venue offers the greatest deal. It is part of the Riyadh Season PPV event, and an official announcement about the final venue is due soon.
Crawford is going to do a lot of defense. Now, if he pulls off that win, dude, that's gonna be one of the most biggest, like, upsets of all time for this dude to go up that many weight classes. And now I do think that, you know what I'm saying, he's going to get his little shots in as far as, you know, finessing and all that, because his hands are definitely way faster than Canelo. But just the weight and the way that Canelo fights, he's not going to back up against Crawford.
Yeah, I don't think Crawford's going to be able to hurt him. Even if he lands a home run punch, I think Canelo...
In Golovkin and Crawford's camp, there is an idea of combining raw aggression with deliberate strategy. Crawford must learn from Golovkin's experiences, especially how to stay composed under Canelo's demand. GGG's understanding of Canelo's body shot combos and ability to close the distance will be key. Crawford must find a way to make his movement successful without compromising power. He can't count just on being elusive. He needs to acquire Canelo's respect right away.
You know, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he's gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be a tough. So right now, I think it's gonna be the feet away, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
Yeah, who do you think wins?
Anthony Joshua also recently reflected on the fight. Joshua gave seconds out a balanced breakdown of the matchup, saying, "If I'm honest, genuinely, it's 50-50ths. 50 obviously. Canelo is big and strong, but I think that a fighter going up in weight is usually beneficial because they do not have to make weight. They can be free at the weight, and they are naturally faster since they are much lighter. They're used to fighting smaller guys, so their reactions are a little quicker than those who face bigger, slower people, making it a good fight. Strength vs speed. Canelo is a two-time indisputable winner, and I believe Crawford is an absolute champion. Both are skilled. It's not a 60-40ths or 70-30ths split, but rather 50-50ths in my view."
That's two more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components.
It is a fair judgment. Crawford has always been known for his speed, ring IQ, and ability to change tactics in the middle of a fight. Moving up means he won't have to strain himself to gain weight, possibly allowing him to keep more of his speed and reflexes. Yet, the physicality of super middleweight differs. Crawford, despite being a dominant force at welterweight, will meet Canelo, who has grown into the weight organically over time. It's not only about size, but also about how the body reacts to punches from a naturally larger opponent. This is not a theoretical talk. Canelo has been beating middleweights and super middleweights with bone-crushing shots for years.
Talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
Canelo's recent performance, however, has raised some questions. His most recent battle against William Skull lacked the intensity that fans expect from the Mexican great. Skull, a defensive-minded Cuban, frustrated Canelo for long stretches by employing movement and lateral feet to avoid big power shots. Timothy Bradley, a past champion and ESPN analyst, was not shy about bringing this up. "I'm only saying that Canelo couldn't handle William Skull, the chicken he was up against. How the hell do you think he'll catch Crawford?" Bradley told Co-Artist Sports, implying that Crawford's movement may bring similar problems.
There's many clips of stuff like this. Bud being called too small. Everyone saying he's too small for Canelo. EJ was saying he was too small for him. We know what happened. What do you guys think? Canelo versus Bud.
It's free smoke, Junior. They don't know what time it is.
T-Bub Crawford.
Yeah. Everybody know who the champion is at 147, who the king is. And he too small. He's too small. He little. He light in the head.
Barry McGuigan, a former featherweight champion with sharp critical skills, also weighed in. In an interview with Beway McQuiggan, Crawford put forth a plan to upset Canelo. Crawford, in my view, has to rediscover his punching power and timing. He is an old-school fighter in the Sugar Ray Robinson style, with everything depending on tiny timing. He makes you miss by a fraction and then walks in with a counter blow, but in this fight, to take the sting out of Canelo's power early on, he will have to drift in and out of hitting range and not stand as still.
Crawford, Canelo.
Yeah, I believe Terrence Crawford is going to be in top shape, and I believe he's good enough to outpoint Canelo. But I believe the power would be a challenge, if you will. So I'm going to say Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford?
Because I think Terrence Crawford is the best boxer in the world.
It's a wise method. Crawford has always been a master of distance, knowing when to plant his feet and when to pit it out of danger. But McQuiggan's coaching stresses an important point. Crawford cannot afford to stand and trade with Canelo. He must be exclusive, picking his positions and using his better foot quickness to evade strong shots that may shift the flow of the fight in an instant.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
Jim Lampley, the iconic commentator known for his artistic interpretations on the sport, also spoke up. Lampley had a more nuanced view to Chris Manx, praising both boxers while leaning favoring Canelo. I like him against Bud Crawford, but I think this is a great fight. I could change my mind as we get closer, but Crawford reminds me of Sugar Ray Robinson. He holds Sugar Ray Robinson's various skills, including the ability to defend and attack. He has a deep hidden nasty streak that he can release at any time in order to acquire what he desires.
The sport. Nobody's ever knocked him off balance. Nobody's ever really knocked him down. There's only one official knockdown in his career, and it was because he bounced off the ropes when Jose Cotto hit him with a hard shot to the chest. And the referee employed a strict interpretation of the rules and said, oh, the ropes held you up, so that's a knockdown. He's never been put on his back by anybody. He rides horseback every morning. His legs are the strong.
Lampley's analogy to Sugar Ray Robinson is more than just flattery. It acknowledges Crawford's adaptability and ability to win in difficult situations, but the task here is unlike any Crawford has faced before. Canelo is more than simply a strong puncher. He's also a skilled counter-puncher with great head movement and a granite chin. This combo makes him a nightmare for smaller, faster opponents who rely on pot shots and movement. Jiren Ennis' father, Boze Ennis, recently voiced his ideas, adding to the ongoing controversy around this high-stakes fantasy game.
I know we've seen him against Laura back in the day, but now this is supposed to be a new and improved Canelo.
Yeah. I think, like I said, Terrence got a great chance to beat him, man. You know what I mean? Terrence can box, Terrence can move, Terrence can punch. You know what I mean? Terrence ain't gonna be doing like Skull. Terrence gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He's Terrence from the streets, man. You know what I mean? You know.
Boze offered a distinct viewpoint. During an interview with YSM Sports Media, he noted a key part of Canelo's fighting technique that has previously proven to be a weakness. Canelo gets annoyed when he can't touch you, you know? Boze stated that this observation taps into a well-documented Achilles heel for the Mexican superstar. Canelo's 2013 loss to Floyd Mayweather is frequently mentioned as a masterclass in defensive boxing, with Mayweather's elusive movement and pinpoint counters exposing Canelo's struggles against slick, mobile fighters. It's a point that has sparked conjecture about his chances against Crawford, a boxer noted for his versatility, power, and ring IQ. Boze continued, "Great chance since Terrence can box and move. Terrence can hit. Terrence is not going to be afraid. Terrence will fight you. He's Terrence from the street, man. When the chips are down, he knows what to do." I think he'll end up frustrating Canelo. This confidence reflects a common notion among Crawford admirers that the Omaha native's unconventional style and gutsy approach might offer serious challenges to the Mexican superstar.
Terrence Crawford Canelo is the biggest fight in boxing right now today. There's no other fight out there that's bigger than Canelo.
So you think
Crawford.
your fight will do bigger numbers than Benavidez Canelo?
100%.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Supporting this stance, Frank Stow, manager of the top-ranked gym, went a step further, claiming that Crawford may not only win but also stop Canelo, a feat that no boxer has achieved. But needs to take the lead now. Crawford is a clear favorite of mine. I think he has the power to overwhelm Canelo and force him to surrender, possibly in the corner, or to halt him, or even surprise us. Stu stated in a recent interview that it is a bold comment given that Canelo has only been decisively defeated once by Mayweather and has never been stopped in his professional career.
I think a lot of Canelo fans, for some reason, they know that there's no excuse. If he loses to Bud, this is a huge mark on his resume. If he beats Bud, he does beat a very accomplished fighter in his era. But there's no ready-made excuses in this fight for Canelo. Canelo should win this fight. And Canelo hasn't been in the fight that, you know, there's no excuses. As far as a big fight, there's no excuses. He can't look as, I was daring to be great. No, this is a fight that, on paper, Canelo should win.
On the other side, Mexican superstar Julio Cesar Chavez is staunchly backing his countrymen. Speaking on Fight Hub TV, Chavez rejected the chance of a Crawford upset, saying, "It's truly an unequal fight. Crawford is a great fighter, but Canelo is out of his class. Crawford is going for the money, and Canelo will knock him out." It's a dramatic contrast to Bradley and Ennis' views, illustrating the conflicting feelings among boxing insiders about this match.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this.
What is obvious is that this battle is about more than just titles and money. It is a legacy fight between two of their generation's greatest fighters. Crawford sees this as an opportunity to show that skill can conquer size and technical brilliance can outperform physical strength. But what do you think happens when he enters the ring? Please share your views below and subscribe for future updates.